Hello everybody, this is Cholera bringing you games 2 and possibly 3 of Jaedong versus Free here in the MSL Round of 16, the ClubDay MSL. And if you're wondering why this game is coming in 2 weeks after it's played, it's because we had originally committed to try to get an American Pro or top-level American player to cast with us, but unfortunately we were unable to do so, and I believe Moltrap and Diggity have watched this game, so I am taking the job of finishing up the MSL games in the round of 16 before moving on to the round of 8. In any case, in this game, Jaedong is going to be facing Free, and Jaedong is facing a 0-1 deficit against Free, actually. Normally, I would not expect this, but in Game 1, we did see the map Byzantium, which is a Zerg graveyard against Protoss. It's something like 0-7 Zerg versus Protoss, so Jaedong, I guess, felt forced to go into 2 hatch mutas. It was countered quite well by Free, who anticipated it, built some cannons in his main, and then that was pretty much all she wrote. If your 2-hatch Mutalisk gets anticipated by a good Protoss player, there's pretty much nothing you can do. They'll just get the extra cannon around each of their nexuses, and they'll just go for that early Stargate, +1 attack for air units, and then afterwards you're just so far behind economically, especially on a map like Byzantium where it's hard to attack your opponent's natural expansion. It's just so hard to recover afterwards. Anyway, here's the map Medusa, which I feel is a lot more balanced. I think it's actually not really imbalanced towards either race in this matchup. Very open areas in the middle, good for the Zerg, but the natural expansion is also fairly easy to hold. There's also, of course, the possibility of some sort of cheese happening. You know, with the area behind your main base, certainly possibly for the Protoss, but it's not going to happen this game because Free is putting his pylon in his natural expansion. Probably going to go for a standard Forge fast expand here. And Jaedong, meanwhile, looks like he's going to go for the 9 pool, not building anything with that larva there. It would be an Overlord by now if it was anything but a 9 pool. So going for the fast attack here, and he is going to scout correctly, so Free will probably have to build both of his, cannons before his, before anything else goes up, before his Nexus. And, you know, Jaedong, I think, most days would be able to beat Free, to be absolutely honest. Free is not bad against Zerg. Free is 60% against Zerg. He is the best player on Woojin Stars, formerly known as Hambit Stars. But Hambit is really, or rather, Woojin is really not a strong team. I really wouldn't say it's very strong. And this is a kind of late Forge, actually, from Free, I believe. I believe that was probably 1 probe later than... I don't think it was a 10 Forge, actually. It felt a little bit late, so Free might not be able to defend correctly here. He might have to pull probes to block the Zerglings as the cannons warp in. We're going to have to see, though, because he's going to need to scout it. He's going to need to run a probe back. Yeah, exactly. There are no cannons going up yet, and he's going to need to start building those cannons right now. That was definitely a late Forge there. There's the cannons going up. I think he's going to make it. No, actually, I'm going to take that back. If Jaedong rushes over there, I think he can run past those cannons. Oh, man, he's chasing the probe instead, so I guess maybe he knows better than I do about the timing of those cannons. But now, obviously, he is not going to get through them. So that was quite close there for Free. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I haven't played this map enough Zerg versus Protoss, so I guess it wasn't enough timing, because if it wasn't enough for Jaedong, then it wasn't enough. But Jaedong is actually probably going to go for the fast speed, actually, so he's actually building a lot of lings. I think he's going to try either for a cannon break or a cannon run by, and wow! 1 hatch tech here from Jaedong. He needs to kill off that Scouting Probe. The Scouting Probe sees all these lings here, so Free's probably going to build another cannon there. Yeah, he's going to build another cannon. He's got a Nexus going down. But what is Jaedong doing here? Jaedong with a 1 hatch lair build. Oh, man, he's going to get this scouted, I think. I think Free's actually going to scout this one. No, looks like... No, this probe will go down, so no, he's not going to scout it. I thought that was entering his main base for some reason. What is this going to be? Is this going to be 1 hatch Mutalisks, 1 hatch Lurkers? This is just mystifying me. 1 hatch Lurker plus drop, possibly? I'm mystified. I really don't know. I mean, 1 hatch Mutalisks, it just doesn't happen. I've never seen 1 hatch Mutalisk, so I'm going to assume it's 1 hatch Lurkers. It is 1 hatch Lurkers. Okay. Alright, guys. This is I'm going to call it the new Jaedong build. Just like I call all Lurker builds some kind of build, because this is you know, insane. So he's got the Hydralisk Den. He's got obviously probably saved up 200 minerals, 200 gas. Going to get the Lurker upgrade. I'm going to have to guess it's going to be for a Lurker break on the temples, actually, now that I think about it. That is actually a really interesting possibility here. It's going to come down to scouting, though, from Free. Free probably just going to go for the Corsair first, given the fact he can't scout with probes. He's going to assume Mutalisks. I think that's a good default option, but not really in this case. But if he gets a scout early enough, if he can get that Corsair and on time, he might realize what's going on. He might decide to go and build that cannon around his main base, and he probably will need the cannon anyway around his nexus. If he builds just one, though, Lurkers might be able to pick it apart. So we're going to have to see here. The timing of this is going to be really interesting, I feel. Jaedong just going for this really, really audacious and, you know, just say, I'll just say unorthodox, just a little bit unorthodox build here. But I'm sure a lot of people on Icy Cup are going to be trying for it afterwards now. Here we're seeing the Stargate going up. Can you say fast tech here? I'm just amazed. I haven't seen one-hatch tech in a long time. I have seen it before, one-hatch lurkers against Terran. I think once. I've honestly never seen one-hatch lurkers against Protoss in a pro game ever. So this is a first for me. I believe it will probably be a first for most of you. I'm not even going to say this is old school because it's just crazy school is what it is. It is crazy university here. And, oh, this is going to come down to scouting. If Free can scout this, if Free stays there with his probe, he might be able to build that cannon around his main or build 2 or 3, and then that'll be it for this rush, I think. You know, it's going to be real tough. Looks like Free is starting up with the beginnings of Corsair Reaver also. So he's going to be able to transition to observers pretty easily. Okay, here are the lurkers. They're going to attack a temple. This little probe is going to see that happening, I believe. 4 lurkers here. Jaedong, meanwhile, picking up his natural expansion. But really, in terms of tech, in terms of economy, he's going to be completely behind. So that probe sees what's going on. Free is building cannons frantically around his bases. Also building a pylon there is natural, so he can build cannons around his natural base. He's got, 3 cannons, 4 cannons. That is a lot of cannons. I think they're going to warp in way in time here to deal with any lurkers that come through here. Anyway, the temples are all going to go down. Oh, yeah, there you go. All the temples down now. Jaedong is going to know that he's been spotted. There's nothing he can do, though. He's all in here, committed to his lurker rush. Now, he can actually run by the cannons. That's probably what he's going to do. He's going to try and take out the natural. I don't think the natural will have enough cannons up just yet. Meanwhile, Robotics support bait going up. No observers just yet. But, oh, that's a smart position for those zealots. Just going to force Jaedong to burrow, and now Jaedong is going to have to run by all those cannons. He might actually lose a lurker or 2. No, he's not going to, actually. He's not going to lose any lurkers. Here he goes with the lurkers into the natural. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. Only 1 cannon up at the natural expansion, though. So Jaedong could take down this cannon. Looks like he will take down the cannon. Oh, nice work, JD. Lee Jaedong, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so he's got position on the robotics facility. This is real unfortunate for Free here. Oh, this is so unfortunate. And that cannon's going to go down. That's really bad for Free. Meanwhile, Free is going to have free reign on the air, of course. He's going to pick out pretty much all the overlords. And Jaedong can take out that robotics facility. He's going to slow down observers for a long time. Now, the thing is, Free is just unlucky that he has his robotics facility.